Welcome to this explainer. If you've been feeling entirely overwhelmed by the massive tidal wave of AI models, updates, and shiny new subscriptions right now, well, honestly, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to demystify this incredibly crowded 2026 AI ecosystem and find the absolute best tool built specifically for your exact workflow. Let's just start with a slightly provocative question. Are you currently paying for and using the completely wrong AI? Because right now, most people are. And the reason is simple. They treat all of these incredibly distinct, highly specialized platforms exactly the same. You just type a prompt into whatever text box happens to be closest and kind of cross your fingers. But the reality in 2026 is that there is absolutely no single overall winner. Treating these systems as interchangeable is literally costing you time, money, and productivity. Each of these models is hyper-specialized now. The AI that writes a breathtakingly beautiful essay might actually be absolutely terrible at analyzing your Excel spreadsheets.
Okay, here's our game plan for today. 1. Meet the contenders. 2. Head-to-head battle. 3. Hidden deciding factors. And 4. Your perfect match. All right, jumping right into Section 1. Meet the contenders, the 6 titans of 2026. First up out of the gate is ChatGPT by OpenAI, powered by their GPT-4o and o3 models. This is the wildly popular giant, right? It boasts a massive plugin ecosystem, incredible image generation, and an advanced voice mode that can actually detect emotional tone. Next, we have Claude from Anthropic. Claude is essentially the meticulous scholar of the group. It's perfect for massive documents and remains totally unmatched when it comes to nuanced, natural-sounding writing. Then there's Google's Gemini. Its ultimate superpower is deep native integration directly into your workspace, Docs, Gmail, you name it. Plus, it's a total master at multimodal tasks and complex math. Rounding out our heavyweight roster, we've got Microsoft Copilot. This is your corporate powerhouse, living right inside Office 365 to natively draft your PowerPoint decks or chew through Excel sheets. Then we have Grok from xAI. Grok is kind of the rebellious wildcard. It's plugged directly into LiveX trends, offering an unfiltered and honestly often highly sarcastic tone. And finally, Perplexity AI. Think of Perplexity as the ultimate fact-checker. It acts like a specialized search engine that always, without fail, provides verifiable citations for its sources.
Moving right along to Section 2, head-to-head battle, the clash of capabilities. When we actually pit these tools against each other in the arenas that matter most, the narrative completely shifts. Take the creative and coding clash, for example. ChatGPT brings incredibly powerful image generation and top-tier coding prowess to the ring. But Claude counters hard. Claude offers superior, nuanced writing that doesn't sound like a robot wrote it. Plus, it has this massive capacity for reading sprawling code bases all at once, which is something ChatGPT really struggles to match. Next up, the research arena. Here, we're matching up Perplexity AI against Gemini. Perplexity acts as the specialized search engine that strictly reads and cites verifiable web sources. It is your absolute go-to when you simply cannot afford a hallucinated fact. Gemini, on the flip side, leans on its deep access to the Google ecosystem. It uses immense raw processing power to heavily crunch data, which makes it incredibly good at complex reasoning and synthesizing huge amounts of real-time web info. Now, this matrix brilliantly illustrates the overall battlefield, and honestly, it perfectly shows why you shouldn't just use the same tool for everything. Notice how Claude earns double checkmarks for writing and long documents, but completely strikes out when it comes to images. Meanwhile, ChatGPT dominates coding and images, and Perplexity sweeps the search category. The takeaway here? Every single Titan has a specific domain where they just completely crush the competition. Let's transition over to Section 3, hidden deciding factors, the details you are ignoring. We absolutely have to talk about memory. In AI terms, we call this the context window. It's basically the maximum amount of information, measured in units called tokens, that an AI can process and remember in a single interaction. And get this, Claude features a jaw-dropping 200,000 token capacity. That means you can literally upload an entire book or a gigantic folder of code, and it can instantly analyze the whole thing without losing the plot. Most other models, they'll simply forget what you said 10 pages ago. Beyond memory, you gotta look at the underlying philosophy of these models. Privacy policies and safety restrictions represent two completely different approaches to AI right now. Claude strictly prioritizes strong safety designs, meaning it is highly focused on privacy and avoiding harmful outputs. On the exact opposite end of that spectrum, we have Grok, which offers an unfiltered, far less restricted tone and feeds directly off live, trending data from the X platform. Furthermore, we have to talk about the price tag. Because while the free tiers across the board are surprisingly powerful in 2026, the pricing wars are fierce. If you're a power user, the costs are scaling up fast. For example, ultra-premium tiers like ChatGPT Pro have reached a staggering $200 per month. I mean, that's literally a car payment. So you need to know exactly what you're paying for and whether a specialized $20 tier from a different provider might actually serve you way better. All right, bringing it home with Section 4, your perfect match. Crowning your champion. Let's match you up. If you're a student, your absolute dream team is pairing Perplexity's flawless academic citations with Claude's incredibly natural essay writing abilities. If you're a developer, you want to stick strictly to ChatGPT or Claude for their elite coding capabilities. And for my content creators out there, you'll want ChatGPT if your workflow relies heavily on generating images alongside your text, but you should absolutely pivot to Claude if you need long, nuanced video scripts that actually sound like a human being wrote them.
What if you operate in the business or enterprise world? Well, in that case, you should lean heavily into Microsoft Copilot to automate those PowerPoint decks and Excel sheets. Researchers dealing with mountains of literature need Claude's giant context window combined with Perplexity's super reliable web sourcing. If you manage social media, you absolutely must utilize Grok to tap into real-time X trends. And finally, if your digital life is already deeply entrenched in Docs, Drive, and Gmail, you should definitely just choose Gemini for that seamless ecosystem integration.
So what does this all mean for you? The era of a one-size-fits-all AI is officially over. Your productivity today depends entirely on matching the right tool to the task at hand. Now that you know the true hidden strengths of these 2026 heavyweights, the only question left to ask yourself is, which AI titan will you switch to today to perfectly power your workflow? Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I highly encourage you to go test out your new champion right now.